Run It Back Philly is in the building. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like.
Viewers.
Nice.
Lucci, what up?
Yeah. Oh, forgot to turn the camera on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What is going on? My people. Look at that, bro. It's my birthday, and we started the show with 69 viewers. Can't make this up. Cannot make this up. Thank you for being here. Welcome to Run It Back Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. Algo gang, I need 500 likes on the stream. If you're watching this live, there's 78 of you right now. Give me 78 likes. If you're watching it on replay, hit the little thumbs up. Give me 500, all right? It helps me out. Yes, it is my born day, October 3rd. Not telling you what year, but it is my birthday. And I don't really celebrate birthdays anymore because it's just another day. You know what I mean? Who gives a damn? Once you're like 21, what else, really is there? There's no reason. Everybody wants to celebrate a birthday. I mean, another year alive, that's good. That's a good thing. But, I don't really like to, I'm telling you guys, and obviously everyone on social media kind of knows it's my birthday anyway, but I don't go around telling people or expecting people to say something or some shit like that. I actually get annoyed by it, especially on Facebook. Oh my God, people I don't even talk to, people I haven't seen for 20 years that just feel obligated to say, happy birthday. Ugh! I got shit to do. I don't want to sit here and read notifications all day. So I logged out. But thank you all, because you 101 fine folks matter much more than the randos on Facebook that I haven't talked to since high school. So thank you for being here on my day of birth. Yeah, and the Sixers start training camp today. They flew in to Colorado. The Sixers are in Colorado for training camp. Sorry about that. Got celebrating my birthday with a little DC. You know what I mean? The The classic DC, gotta have it. They flew into Colorado for training camp, so we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about a little nugget that we got last night about a certain player who might actually show up, you know, now that he got fined. Training in altitude. I bet that was Nurse's idea. Is that a smart thing or not a smart thing? I don't know. Is it smart to train in Colorado when you're used to like being in Camden, New Jersey? Is that a conditioning thing? I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah. 5 takes in the chat. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you for all the happy birthdays in the chat. Let's see. Q Sims. Shout out to Q Sims for being a member of the channel. Thank you for being a member of the channel. Appreciate you. Shout out to since we just started going live again, top super chat of the month. Pimp named Slickback. What a name, bro. What a name that is. Shout out to Pimp named Slickback. And new member Damon Troutman. Thanks for being a member of the channel. As always, runitbackphillyshop.com. Right now, all the merch is on 20% off. All the merch is 20% off. Trust Issues t-shirt. Trust Issues hoodies. 20% off. Use the code BLOWUP20. Yeah, Lucci, that's one of the first things I'm about to talk about, man. That's one of the first things I'm about to talk about because I found that to be funny. Maidenless. Colorado is hard if you're not a native because of high. It is harder to breathe. Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying. You know, is that better for conditioning? Like training in high altitude where it's harder to breathe. Is that the thought here? That like once you go back to Philly, it's gonna be your conditioning's better or you're trained more conditionally? Is that what happens? Is that like running with a weighted vest on, you know, and then you run the race without it and you're faster? I guess. I'll tell you one thing. If I'm a NBA player, I got no desire to go to Colorado. I don't want to be there. Training in Philly is difficult. Well, I guess. What else we got? You got our coach. Now send us your star player. Who's this? Is this Toronto fan? We the North. Shout out to We the North. You got our coach. Now send us your star player. Look, We the North. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. If Joel Embiid wants to leave after this season, it ain't going to be to the damn Toronto Raptors. I'll tell you that much. Joel's going to probably, it's either the Knicks or the Miami Heat. That's what I would say. It's either the Knicks or the Miami Heat. They're running from Howard Eskin. That's got to be it, man. Daryl was like, listen, just don't let Howard in on media day. And make training camp like far, far away. So these dudes can't show up asking me about James Harden every day. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what happened. Harden's going to start a fight with Oubre so he can get kicked out. Yo, let's look at that video for anyone that hasn't seen it. Let me go get that one for anyone that hasn't seen it. Look, Instagram.com. A couple people sent me this. Shout out to everyone that sends me stuff. That's cool. Let me see if I can find. I can find it here. Let's see. Just send an attachment. Is that it? No. Portland got Drew Holiday. That's when everyone was hitting me up with the Drew Holiday stuff. Damn, man. Where's this video at? I'll just summarize it. Whatever. We don't have to watch the video. I'll just summarize it. So for those that don't know, when James Harden was in Houston, he was with a female. In a nutshell, she left him for Kelly Oubre Jr. It's all rumors. And now her and Kelly Oubre are married. And it just kind of seemed like directly after James Harden called out Daryl Morey publicly and called him a liar in China, Daryl Morey went and signed Kelly Oubre Jr. and is now forcing James Harden to come back to the team and play with the guy that literally stole his girl and married her. So there's that. I don't know if that's entirely true or not, but you know, that's funny that it's just kind of crazy if that's true. If that's true, it's kind of crazy. Speaking of Kelly Oubre, Mr. Steal Your Girl. Trigger. Speaking of Kelly Oubre, yeah, yesterday at Media Day, Kelly Oubre said this on why he chose the Sixers. And it's things like this, I guess, that will remind us that we should be happy. Maybe not happy, but we should feel fortunate.
And what made you want to come to the Sixers? Well, you know, it was obviously late in the free agency period, and I was really taking this offseason to kind of dial my life in, and, you know, re-energize and refocus. And Mr. Morey and Coach Nick, they were constantly trying to get in contact with me. And, you know, at the end of the day, when I sat down and all my options pretty much were like what they were, I knew for a fact that I want to go somewhere where I'm wanted, just like Kansas. You know, Coach Self was the first person to recruit me from a freshman. And, you know, it really brought me back to my roots of basketball. You know, you go where you wanted, you go where you're loved, and I felt like this was the right place.
All right, well, first of all, that's not even the video I was looking for, but that is interesting. I wanted to go somewhere where I was wanted. Because, you know, a lot of people said this when we signed Kelly Oubre, and why Kelly Oubre was available and why he wasn't signed yet. And it's a valid question, you know, why Kelly Oubre? If Kelly Oubre is a valuable NBA wing, and I was excited for Kelly Oubre because, number one, we don't have any wings, okay? So there's that. That's number one. That's the main reason I was excited for Kelly Oubre, because the Sixers don't have a player like this. They just don't have one. I never said Kelly Oubre is a superstar. I never said Kelly Oubre is the missing piece or the player that's gonna put the Sixers over the top, because that's how a lot of people took it. They're like, really, you guys are freaking out about Kelly Oubre Jr.? Nobody's saying Kelly Oubre Jr. is a superstar, and Kelly Oubre Jr. just told you himself, nobody wanted me. I like when players say that, you know. I just want to go somewhere where I'm wanted. Why don't you just say, nobody wanted me? Nobody wanted me. It was the end of free agency. You know, part of it was probably Kelly Oubre holding out and waiting, which is also probably what he's alluding to. Also, he's probably just saying, listen, I could have went here, here, or here. There's plenty of bad NBA teams that offered me the same thing the Sixers offer me. Kelly Oubre wants to win. Kelly Oubre wants to be part of an organization that has a chance to win, at least in his mind. That's why he chose the Sixers. And he said this: I come from teams where they have no hope, like zero hope within the whole city. And that's not this at all. So I appreciate the fan base for being hard on the team. I couldn't find the video off rip right there, but basically that's what he said. He also said, this team wins every year. And it was like, the fans are hard on them because they want them to win more. But I was just playing for a couple teams over the past couple of years that have no hope of winning at all. The Charlotte Hornets. Where else was Kelly Oubre? He was at Golden State before that, wasn't he? Okay, so that's cap. But the Charlotte Hornets, yeah, there's no hope at all. And what he's talking about is, and I know Lucci, I know that's why you were laughing, and I laughed too when he said that because I was like, what is he talking about? This team doesn't have any hope. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But, you know, when you really put it into perspective and you go back to those process years, nobody gave a shit. Camera turned off. When you go back to those process years, man, nobody cared. Hold on. I said the word process and everything went haywire. Is that what it is? Process is a trigger word. Yeah, when you go back to those process years, nobody cared. And I said this a couple days ago when I said, you know, do I want to sell the future for Damian Lillard to potentially have a chance to win a championship and then be bad for the next 20 years? Maybe not 20. Knowing the way the Sixers go, though, it might be 20 if they do that. But do I want to mortgage the future to try to win a championship? Giving up Tyrese Maxey is the main topic that I was talking about. And I said I would rather keep Maxey, never win anything, but be competitive every season. Some people said that's stupid. Some people said, why would you ever say something like that? Some people said, if you're not trying to win championships, why are you here? And you know me. Of course I want to parade down Broad Street. Of course I want the Sixers to be in the NBA Finals competing for a championship. But at the end of the day, all of us have lives, and this is entertainment for us, right? And when you go into a season, no matter how the team looks, how they look right now, what they did or didn't do in the offseason, whatever. When you go into a season and you have the reigning MVP and you have Tyrese Maxey and what else we got? But either way, what I'm saying is it's still exciting as a basketball fan. It's still interesting. You still want to go and watch what might happen, right? When you go back to those process years, or if you're a Hornets fan, those process years probably more so than Hornets fans right now, there's no excitement at all. You don't even really want to watch it. Nobody's excited. Nobody would be watching a live show right now talking about training camp. Well, maybe you would because you guys are as psychotic as I am. But that's what he means by that. And he's right. This is a team that competes every year. And the fans, we take it for granted a little bit because we want them to get out of the second round. But at least we get to be entertained every year. At least we know we're going to be in a playoff battle that we're going to be excited to watch. At least we're not the Charlotte Hornets. At least we're not the 2013 tanking Philadelphia 76ers who get made fun of on The Simpsons. Like, there was a Simpsons episode where remember the clerk for a gas station? He was wearing a Sixers hat. And the guy walked in and he was like, where'd you get that? He's like, the guy didn't know what it was. It was free. It was like a hand-me-down. They got made fun of on The Simpsons. That's how just brutal the process years were. So, you know, maybe I'm being positive on my birthday. Maybe that's just what I'm doing. But I resonate with what Kelly Oubre Jr. was saying there, that this is a team that he shouldn't have said they win every year. He should have said this team is competitive every year. I come from teams that had no hope of even being competitive, so I'm happy to be here. So I understand what he's saying. And you know what? Outside of the James Harden stuff, outside of everything, I'm going to do my best to just treat this as the entertainment that it is, and be happy that the Sixers will be competitive in the NBA. Whether they win or lose, whether they get out of the second round or not, at least we're not tanking right now. Right now, at least we're not tanking right now. So that's where I'm at with my current feelings on the Sixers, I think. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You guys resonate with that? Let's go Phillies. Let's go. Playoffs start. When do playoffs start? When do Phillies playoffs start? Mike Wise, $20 front row seats when we tank it. You're right. That ain't wrong. That ain't wrong. You could get into the arena for $3 when we were tanking. Christopher, yes, sir. Trust issues, man. You know, what are we supposed to do, bro? I used to go into a bar and I'd ask the bartender to put the Sixers game on it. He'd be like, what? And he put it on like the TV at the very end. I'm like, dude, I just want to watch Ish Smith throw alley-oops to Nerlens Noel. Whatever. I know they're going to lose by 30. It was just weird times, dude. You know what I mean? When you know your team's going to lose by 30 all the time. At least we're not there. That's all I'm saying. And, you know, I don't know. We might be back there soon, but who knows? So the people are wondering. Will James Harden show up? Here's the tweet we got yesterday. Well, let's go to Twitter because I didn't see this yet. Stephen A. Smith apparently yesterday said that James Harden needs to stop the BS. No, yesterday. He said it 3 hours ago. Here you go.
The Philadelphia 76ers had their media day, and Mr. James Harden was a no-show. I like James Harden a lot, but he's been acting like a damn child. You go to China.
He's always been acting like a damn child. What do you like about him? What do you like about? I like James Harden a lot. What do you like about him? He's always acted like a child.
A no-show. I like James Harden a lot, but he's been acting like a damn child. You go to China, and on camera, you call Daryl Morey, the president of basketball operations for the Philadelphia 76ers, your former buddy, the guy that brought you to Houston from Oklahoma City in 2012, the guy that literally spoon-fed you every...
Hey, you can make an argument. Daryl Morey is the reason James Harden is worth $300 million right now. You can make the argument.
Everything you wanted and needed, and ultimately led to you being a 3-time scoring champion, a 1-time league MVP in 2018. Listen, Daryl Morey is not perfect, and I get all of that, James Harden, but come on, bro. Come on, man. Daryl Morey is not looking bad now. The more...
See, this is the thing with the media, you know. Everybody always has to have a hot take, and everybody always has to choose a side. You don't have to choose a side. You could say James Harden's acting like a child, and Daryl Morey's having the worst offseason of his GM career. You can say that. It's okay.
James Harden, but come on, bro. Come on, man. Daryl Morey is not looking bad now. The more James Harden reveals his disgust, the more petulant he looks, the worse he looks. The brother can ball. And I'm not here to tell you he's a bad guy because he's not a bad guy. I don't want to be a Philadelphia 76ers. Well, you didn't want to be a Houston Rocket. And you didn't want to be a Brooklyn Net. And when you act this way repeatedly, eventually you get to a point where cats ain't trying to take their chances on you.
I agree for the most part. I agree with that, Stephen A., for the most part. Tonight at 8, the playoffs start for the Phillies. All right, man, let's go. That's fire. Let's go. Maxey All-Star season incoming. I agree with that. It is Maxey season. We need to rally behind Tyrese Maxey. We need to, and I'm not saying this just because there's no hope for anything else. I'm not saying this because we need Tyrese Maxey to save our chances, which we do. I'm saying it because I kind of honestly believe that Tyrese Maxey as much as he's progressed in just 2 off seasons, and an actual NBA head coach, an actual coach that's going to look at a player intently every day and try everything all the time to help that player progress and be the best version of themselves. I really think, you know what I mean? You gotta think of that. Tyrese Maxey has gotten to where he's at right now under Doc Rivers, who wasn't helping him at all. Think about that. He's gotten to where he's at right now under Doc Rivers, who literally, if Ben Simmons didn't quit, Tyrese Maxey would have been an afterthought. He stepped onto the court and Doc told him to pass the ball to Tobias Harris. Doc was telling him not to shoot it. This is real. Tyrese Maxey and Nick Nurse. I think if Tyrese Maxey is a 20-point per game scorer last year, he can be an all-star this year. For sure, he can be an all-star this year. Tyrese Maxey can be an all-star this year. Absolutely, Tyrese Maxey can be an all-star this year. So, you know, I've been, with this offseason, I've been ranting and raving, and obviously my anger speaks a lot of times before my mind speaks. You know, sometimes people in the comments are like, "You just over emotional. You don't, yeah. Welcome to the show." But I was saying, you know, when I was really upset about this offseason that nobody wants to watch this team. Why would you be excited to watch this team, etc. But now it has. Now, you know, the realization. This is what it all is. We all got to come to the realization. This team is not winning as currently constructed. They're not winning an NBA championship as currently constructed. I don't think anybody in their right mind would say that they think this team is winning an NBA championship as currently constructed. Anything is possible, sure. But nobody would actually predict that just based on how this team is currently constructed and what they're currently going through. Nobody would predict that. Now, yeah, there's some fanboys on the internet that'll say things like, I always believe in my team, and I always believe that my team can do this and do that. And yeah, but we're kind of analyzing the game here and just trying to be a little bit realistic, right? So once you let it sit with you that the Sixers are not a championship level team right now, then it gets a little bit easier to sit back and say, okay, that's fine. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not going to sit here, rant and rave and yell every day because they're not. I already did that the whole offseason. I'm not going to sit up here every day and be like, there's no point in watching this team. This team sucks. I can't believe this is so bad, horrible. Daryl Morey, this. I can't say that every day. You come to accept it. And you say, okay, then what about the team is there for me to be excited for? And the answer is Tyrese Maxey under Nick Nurse. The answer is probably watching Kelly Oubre dunk on somebody and maybe get in some fights. The answer is Nick Nurse, Joel Embiid even actually having a progressive-minded, maybe experimental coach for the first time in his career, in his 8-year career. You know, so there's definitely reasons to be intrigued. There's reasons to want to watch. Once it sits with you and you accept the fact you're not one of the best teams in the league as currently constructed right now, you know? It's like you're at a bar, it's almost last call. The girl you wanted left with her friends. Okay, what can you do about that? Nothing. Look around the room. Pick another one. I'm kidding. Do not do that. Stay at home and stay at peace. Shane McAndrew, what is going on? Starters. I like this. Thanks for the super chat, my guy. I appreciate it. Shout out to Shane McAndrew. You are now on the screen. Shane McAndrew right there, down in the bottom, in the middle. Starters, Maxey, Melton, Oubre, Springer, Reed, Embiid. Have Harden run the twos. Okay. Shane, what did I just read? If Harden doesn't play, there's your starting lineup. Maxey, Melton, Tobias, Reed, Embiid. In my opinion, if Harden doesn't play, Maxey, Melton, Tobias, Reed, Embiid. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things about this. I don't think Kelly Oubre is a starter. I don't think, I think Kelly Oubre could be a starter. You got Tobias and PJ Tucker, and if I had to choose Oubre or Tucker at the 4, or Oubre, who knows, 3-4, Tobias at the 3 or 4, whatever. I don't want to pair up Tobias and PJ Tucker because I saw that all last season, and it wasn't fun. Jaden Springer's nowhere near starting in the NBA. I mean, I don't know where you got that from. He hasn't even really had any solid NBA minutes yet at all in his career. Last year, end of the season, Atlanta Hawks, he dropped, 21. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I think he has a lot of potential. But, I mean, Jaden Springer has to be a bench rotational player, at least before he gets to a starting level. Also, if Harden plays, Harden's the starting point guard. I always express my disdain for James Harden's personality and the way he handles things and the way he acts at times like he's acting right now. The stands come at me and say his stats and how good of a point guard he is. I never said James Harden is trash. I said that he's washed compared to what he used to be. Because people be like, look, 10-time All-Star. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, but he's not that anymore. James Harden's still one of the best passers of a basketball I've ever seen. He can basically play point guard in the NBA with his eyes closed. He's that good in the half court. He's that good at reading the floor, making decisions, at least in the regular season, until the defense really heats up and until he eventually quits. Bob, what are you doing? Anyway, if James Harden's playing, James Harden's a starting point guard. Nobody in their right mind, even at this point of his career, even if you hate him, even if he says, Daryl Morey's a liar, it doesn't. James Harden's such a good point guard that all of these things could have just happened. And if he wants to play, he's the starting point guard. That's how good of a point guard he is. So there's that. I mean, it's not James Harden wouldn't come back and Tyrese Maxey would be the starting point guard and James Harden would come off the bench. That's craziness. That's craziness. And I'm just respectfully disagreeing with you. I would never in a million years bring James Harden off the bench. Let's see what else we got. It's Tori. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the birthday gift. Who do you think will have more ejections at the end of the season, Pat, Bev, or Uncle PJ? I got a flyer on this one. Because I don't think PJ Tucker had enough ejections last year. I think PJ Tucker was a lot softer than we thought he was going to be last year. And he wouldn't even shoot the damn ball in the corner when he was open. That was more frustrating than anything, but I'm going with Kelly Oubre Jr. Because I don't think Patrick Beverley's going to really play enough to get enough ejections. Who's going to have the most ejections? I don't think Pat Bev's going to play enough to qualify for the ejections championship of the Sixers this season. PJ Tucker, I'm going with Kelly Oubre because Kelly Oubre already has a history of being a hothead, being a trash talker. He had the classic fight with Kelly Olynyk in Boston. I love nothing more than Sixers players getting in physical altercations with Celtics players. That's wonderful for me. I love it. It's amazing entertainment. Kelly Oubre Jr. being in a Sixers uniform with the fuel behind him that is the most hostile fans on the planet. Of all fans to love fighting, who do you think loves fighting the most? Philadelphia fans. So you got that. Kelly Oubre is going to be on a different level this season. If he was getting in fights in a Charlotte Hornets uniform on a team that nobody gave a damn about, with these fans behind him, man, Kelly Oubre might get suspended the first couple weeks. Okay, let's talk about something a little more serious, I guess. Maybe not a little more serious, but nothing's actually serious at this point, right? Okay, here's a clip of James Harden at training camp.
Young gun don't want that back calling me splurge.
Yeah, some people have been sending me this clip all summer, man. This is hilarious.
Young gun don't want that back calling me splurge. Ride me jump right off the curb. Bentley Smurf fly like a bird.
Okay, let's get serious. Let's get serious. All right, here we go. This is what I put out last night on TikTok. If you're not following me on TikTok, I don't know if I care about TikTok or not. I just do it because then I can use the TikToks to put them on Instagram and Twitter and everywhere else. But either way, we're almost at 1,000 followers on TikTok. So if you use TikTok more than like Instagram Reels or something, go ahead and follow Run It Back Philly over there. But I had a little take on this last night. Sixers Galaxy put out, and then actually Legion of Hoops. I'm pretty sure Hoops Legion or Legion of Hoops. What the hell is that page called? Legion Hoops. Legion Hoops right here. They put out the same thing, and the Sixers one was a little bit like that could be fake news because who knows what that page is. I think this Legion Hoops page has a little bit more credibility. I would have liked to see it from NBA Central, because NBA Central is the one that I think has the most credibility besides like the NBA itself or Woj or Shams. But either way, Legion Hoops put it out too. James Harden is expected to eventually show up for camp and make the situation painful. So let's start back where I was. Where was I? Damn it, hold on. We're freestyling this show today because, why not? Oh my God, that's fake. Jesus H. Christ. I almost had a heart attack. I legitimately stopped breathing for a second. Why do you guys do this to me? Don't make a fake page. Oh. Okay. Anyway, it was Sixers, another fake one. James Harden is reportedly willing to retire if Philadelphia doesn't honor his trade demand. Jeez, the fake pages are killing me. All right, so Sixers Galaxy put this out. James Harden insisted with league officials that he would fulfill his contractual obligations with the Sixers if the team was unable to find a trade. The reason James said this is because the NBA is obviously trying to stop these things from happening. They did it with Damian Lillard. They said, hey, listen, if you're telling us you're not going to show up, you're going to get fined and you're not going to get paid. Like, you have to honor the contract. That's what signing a contract is, right? Dame gets his wish and gets traded, but I know the league came to James Harden and they said, hey, listen, if you don't honor your contract, you're going to get fined and you're not going to get paid. And James said, fine. Because what choice do you have? You could pull a Ben Simmons, which is just the dumbest thing I've ever seen, ever, which is lose $20 million and sit in your mansion playing Call of Duty. And Ben's not even as well off as James Harden, so he didn't even, Ben's out here, he was out here selling houses and everything Just come to training camp. You wouldn't have to sell your house, you idiot. But Ben was so scared of Philadelphia by that point, there was no way he was showing up. I don't think James Harden's scared of anything. James Harden's probably one of the most resilient people on the planet as far as his mindset and how much he flat out doesn't give a shit what anybody thinks of him. So what choice does he have? He's not going to lose $20, $30 million, whatever it is. I know half of his player option was already paid up front, but they could fine you and try to get all of that back. You know, it could get crazy for him financially. Not that he could lose $36 million and still be totally fine, right? But anyway, so what choice does he have? And he says, all right, fine. If they can't trade me and you're going to take money away from me, then yeah, I'm going to fulfill my contractual obligations. I haven't gotten word yet today if James Harden is in Colorado because the Sixers are about to start training camp. James Harden will be fined for not showing up yesterday. That was reported by Wojnarowski, which means, that's actually happening. If he's not in training camp today, he's going to get fined again. So I do think you're eventually going to see James. If Daryl Morey doesn't pull off some kind of miracle, trade, you are going to see James Harden in a Sixers uniform. I said it. I said it. I honestly believe that. And someday this platform will be big enough that when I say something like that, it'll be put out on NBA Central and everywhere else in quotations at Run It Back Philly, according to Run It Back Philly. But I think this is where I'm at right now. This is where my thought process is right now. If Daryl Morey does not get a trade done, you will see James Harden in a Sixers uniform. Which leads me to the Legion Hoops version of this, because if you're going to force James Harden to play, what's he going to play like? Right? So, Jared S. Greenberg, NBA on TNT reporter. Oh, yeah, I knew who that is. I don't know if he's a source, but... And I don't know if this is a report. It's just a guy giving his opinion. That's what I've been saying all summer. These aren't reports. These are just people giving their opinions. But either way, we can, agree or disagree with it. James Harden is expected to eventually show up for camp and make the situation painful for the 76ers. Is that really what James Harden wants to do? If the NBA forces him to show up, by saying, listen, you're going to get fined. They're going to fine you for the money they already paid you. They could sue you for half of that player option because it was up front, but you have to honor the contract. So he shows up and he plays. How would he make the situation painful? You know what I mean? He did show up to Houston in what some people still think was a fat suit. Right? He just didn't do anything all off season. That's why he looked like that. What does he look like right now? I mean, I've seen a couple of clips and videos of Harden recently. And I'll tell you one thing. He doesn't look like he looks in this photo. He doesn't. He looks slimmer. He looks less muscular. And he just doesn't look in shape. He just doesn't look like he's in shape. And it's because he said, fuck you, I'm not coming, I'm not doing anything all off season, and he went and partied till 5 a.m. every night for 3 months. And he's eating cheeseburgers with Bun B. You know what I mean? So I think you're going to see him show up. I don't think he's going to be in very good shape when he shows up. Why my view count go to 0? This says 400. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, I don't think James Harden's going to be in very good shape when he shows up. But I do think he's going to show up. I do. We got 400 people in here, man. 400 people at noon on a Tuesday. This is what we do. Where's it at? Thank you all for being here. Give me 400 likes, man. Give me 400 likes. Thank you all for being here. This is what we do, man. It's a movement. It's a movement. This is the future of sports media, whether they like it or not. I want to talk to you guys about a player that I think needs to be part of the rotation. There's a player on this roster that, given the lack of players of his caliber, maybe not caliber, build, style, position. There's a player on this roster that, given the Sixers' lack of players of his makeup, needs to play and is going to have to be a major part of the rotation. And his name is Tarkwavian Smith. The Sixers, like, outside, okay, they got Kelly Oubre, you know, but really a 6'5", how tall is Tarkwavian Smith, man? Hold on a second. Let me get this right so y'all don't fucking roast me in the chat. Y'all know what you're talking about. 6'4", athletic, can handle the ball, can shoot the ball, can finish at the rim. I mean, we got a couple Summer League posters. You know what I mean? A ball-creating player with athleticism, a shot-creating player with athleticism, a player that can get in, penetrate the defense, and get to the rim. I don't know yet at an NBA level, but at least from what I've seen in the G League and the Summer League, combined with the fact that the 76ers have 0 players like that, Tarkwavian Smith is going to have to be a major part of the rotation. And I think he can handle it. I think Tarkwavian Smith can be a firecracker off the bench. You know what I mean? I think Tarkwavian Smith can be a Jordan Clarkson type of player. Just come in there firing. You know? Just come in there firing. In the words of my dude Fabulous, I come in and shoot first like I'm J.R. Smith. Ooh! That's such a fire line, dude. I love that guy. Tarkwavian Smith, just come in and start firing, bro. And if you watched him in the Summer League, he's not afraid to let it fly. This kid was pulling from like 35 sometimes. Like it was, I respect the confidence. So I think Tarkwavian Smith's a player that you're going to need as a spark to just be that dude to come in and try to kind of make something happen. There's definitely going to be times where the offense looks stagnant, not much is going on, and you need a little spark of energy. I always think of Grayson Allen on that Duke team, that championship Duke team that had like Jahlil Okafor and who else was on that team, man? Devin Booker? Did he play for Kentucky? I don't remember. No, that was Kentucky. Either way, I always think of Grayson Allen coming off the bench for that championship Duke team. It was somebody that nobody had ever heard of, and he was just providing such a spark off the bench in that championship run, and, you know, those kind of guys. Tarkwavian Smith can be that kind of guy that nobody's ever heard of outside of us, outside of the, you know, the Sixers fans that really pay attention to things, but in the grand scheme of like the NBA fan base, He'll be a player that everybody will be like, who the hell's this guy? And it's been so long since the Sixers had a guy like that. Why don't we ever find the diamond in the rough guys? You know what I mean? Why don't we ever find the guy undrafted that the Miami Heat, Gabe Vincent, kills us in the fourth quarter in regular season games and in the playoffs. Who knows? Max Strus, undrafted. The Sixers never have that guy because they never had a coach that would ever even consider putting an undrafted player on the floor. Tarkwavian Smith can be that guy. And I think Nick Nurse is finally going to be the type of coach that isn't going to be scared to put a kid like that out there. Just put him out there. Why did Doc Rivers refuse to even try to play Jaden Springer? Ever. This dude refused to play Charles Bassey, who was the most NBA-ready player in that draft, and then he went to San Antonio and broke a record for blocks and rebounds off the bench. How bad of a coach are you? We finally have a guy that's at least going to try things. And I think Tarkwavian Smith is going to benefit from that a lot. Anyway, I've been ranting and rambling a little bit. I got a lot of caffeine in my system, man. What's going on in the chat? What's up? What you guys think, man? Throw a question out there. Throw a comment out there. Throw a topic out there. Let's talk about this. We the North says Bucks and Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Did the Celtics really get that much better? My overreaction to the Drew Holiday trade was because the Sixers didn't get Drew Holiday. I don't know if Drew Holiday makes the Boston Celtics immediately a title contender. Thanks for all the happy birthdays in the chat. I appreciate you guys. I don't know if Drew Holiday immediately makes the Boston Celtics a championship contender. The Boston Celtics lost Marcus Smart, the heart and soul of that team, the grit defender, the guy that shows. Marcus Smart was killing us in the playoffs. Marcus Smart was killing us in the playoffs. Not Jaylen Brown, not Jason Tatum until Game 7. Who was carrying that Boston Celtics team that whole playoff series? I'll tell you who. Marcus Smart and Malcolm Brogdon. Out the window. Interior defense. Robert Williams. Gone. I think Drew Holiday's obviously a great addition. And he's a very experienced point guard. And he's a great two-way point guard. I was upset at the fact that the Celtics got him because the Sixers didn't get him. Because we all knew that one of the only ways left for the Sixers to get out of the situation that they're in with James Harden was to try to get Drew Holiday and send Harden to LA. I don't think I was upset about it because I thought that Drew Holiday immediately made the Boston Celtics championship favorites. Because I don't think that that's what happened. Porzingis is already hurt. Porzingis has played like how many games in the past couple of years? This guy can't stay healthy to save his life. He's 7'4", which is the same reason I would stay away from a guy like Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren. I don't want these 7'5" dudes with bad knees. So they give up Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon. No, they gave up Marcus Smart in a first, I don't remember, for Porzingis, which I thought that was crazy. I didn't think the Porzingis move made them better. I seriously don't. Because of the fact that he's never healthy. The Drew Holiday move, you give up Malcolm Brogdon, who killed the Sixers in the playoffs, was just like a steel trap. Like the guy doesn't budge. Never makes a facial expression. Just goes out there and hits a mid-range after mid-range after mid-range. In the biggest, the guy was killing us. And I'm not saying Malcolm Brogdon is better than Drew Holiday by any means. But I don't think it's that far apart. Drew Holiday is not a superstar. I don't think it's that far apart. That might sound crazy to say, but I don't think Malcolm Brogdon and Drew Holiday are that far apart. They have 2 wings. Yes. One of them showed up in Game 7. The other one just got paid $300 million, and we learned if you just force him to go left, he kind of can't do anything with the ball in his hands. I don't know, man. I don't think the Celtics are as overpowered as everyone's making them sound. Do I think the Sixers can compete with them and Milwaukee right now? No, I don't think that. Because the Sixers are an incomplete team and those are complete teams. I'm just saying, I don't think the Boston Celtics are like some 2016 Golden State Warriors or something. It's funny because we were like, oh my God, the Bucks got Damian Lillard. And all they had to give up was Drew Holiday. And then like 2 days later, we're like, oh my God, the Celtics got Drew Holiday. So Drew Holiday was a throw-in in the Damian Lillard trade. And then 2 days later, Drew Holiday is a superstar and the Celtics are unbeatable. Which is it? That's all I'm saying. And maybe Nick Nurse can do some magic with Tyrese Maxey. I do think the middle of the Sixers roster is terrible. I think their bench is terrible. I think they're too old. I don't understand the Patrick Beverley signing. You got 38-year-old PJ Tucker. You got 45,000-year-old Danny Green. What are we doing here? So me downplaying how good the Celtics are or the Bucks is still not me saying that I believe the Sixers can win the whole thing this year. But I am interested to see what happens with the young players, Nick Nurse, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. Just trade James Harden already. Just get it done. Just get Zach LaVine. Just get a three-way pause with the Clippers and for Zach LaVine and the Bulls, you know what I mean? Let's see if there's any fake trades out there on that. Clippers, Bulls, Sixers. Sixers recently spoke with Clippers on James Harden. Sides continue to find no traction. We need a mock trade. We need a 76ers Bulls mock trade. That's what we need. That was on July 22nd. That's probably not going to be, today? Rumors? Today? No, July 22nd. August 22nd. Sixers trade for Bulls Zach LaVine in bold proposal. If I could at least get something in September, that would make more sense. We'll see if all these players are still on these rosters, okay? Here's the trade proposal for the Bulls. For Zach LaVine. The trade proposal. Chicago Bulls received James Harden, Furkan Korkmaz, 2026 first-round pick swap, 2028 first-round pick Philadelphia. We can't trade that pick. 2030 first-round pick Philadelphia. And the Sixers get Zach LaVine. Yeah, I'm not looking for a straight-up trade for Zach LaVine. I'm saying send Harden to the Clippers. If the Bulls know that Lonzo Ball is maybe never coming back again, and they just re-signed Vucevic, which is like, I don't know what's going on there. If they just want to clear Zach LaVine's contract, if they just want to get off of Zach LaVine's contract, which is a 5-year, $215 million contract. Oh, my God. Zach LaVine's getting $215 million, bro. Zach LaVine. Let's see when the last year of his contract is. Zach LaVine still has, holy hell, still has 2023-24 at $40 million. Still has 2024-25 at $43 million. Still has 2025 and 26 at $46 million. But, I mean, by the time those years come around, that $46 million won't even seem like that much because players like Jaylen Brown are getting 60 and 70. Then he has a player option in 2026-27, and he's unrestricted. Zach LaVine's in his prime right now. He's 28 years old. The next 4 years are going to be the best years of his career. Could the Sixers take... Well, yeah. I mean, they'll have a max slot next offseason with clearing Harden, right? There's a way. There's a way they can trade Harden to the Clippers and end up with Zach LaVine. And if the Bulls are saying, hey, listen, man, we're approaching a rebuild, you know, we can't pay Zach LaVine for the next 4 seasons. So maybe the Clippers give up a couple of picks to the Bulls. The Bulls send LaVine to Philly. Philly sends Harden to LA. There you have it. That's the answer. That's the answer to the dilemma that never ends. It is Zach LaVine in Philly. Then you pray that Tyrese Maxey advances as a ball handler, half-court facilitator. And you just go with it and see what happens. And yeah, if that doesn't work, you trade Embiid, LaVine, and everybody, and you blow it up. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in today, man. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Sixers are at training camp today. I don't know what time. I don't know when. We're going to have, like, information from reporters or anything like that. Is there anything up here? Let's see. Shane Haff, that's Eagles stuff. Clutch points. I'm not seeing anything yet from, like, Sixers reporters. I'll type Sixers on Twitter one more time here. Yeah, I'm not. Kyle Neubeck an hour ago, he interviewed Nick Nurse. We've seen Nick Nurse speak now 20,000 times this offseason so far. But yeah, I might have a video up later tonight around 7 or 8 p.m. if there's some information about things that happened at Sixers training camp. So, you know, look out for that. Again, thanks for the birthday wishes. Shout out to a pimp named Slickback. Shout out to Shane McAndrews. Shout out to Damon Troutman. Shout out to everybody for tuning in every single day at 12 right here. Don't miss it. Hit the like button.